Good morning, guys. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Lisa. If you haven't met me before, I live on the island of Crete. It's a beautiful sunny day today. There's a few clouds in the sky, but it is November. And I'm feeling very chirpy because the season has ended. And I'm off today to do my favourite thing, which is go thrifting. Now today we're going to be looking at the furniture shops because I'm looking for a couple of bedside tables. Here in Greece you have to use your initiative if you want to do up your house. You either go to the very expensive Italian designer shops, which I can't afford, so I generally don't go there. We've just had an IKEA open, which is amazing. You cannot imagine that when you are deprived for so many years of good shopping, how excited a bunch of girls can get over an IKEA opening. But there you go. Or the other alternative is to go to second-hand shops and find something, paint it and make it your own. And this has always been my choice, let's say. I prefer to do this than anything else. So let's go. Pamet, as we say in Greece. So I've arrived at the first place and it's called Reto. It's on the main road going from Heraklion to Gazi. And it's got second-hand stuff, and I've just bumped into a group of girls, good friends of mine, who have bought some chairs. So we'll come and have a look and see what they've got. Say hello, girls. What have you got? Oh, they're really nice. Aren't they lovely? So the girls had picked up these lovely chairs for a bargain, so sometimes you just need to be in the right place at the right time. As is with any other second-hand place, you need to look at everything and see what you could do with it. So stick with me and I'll give you some tips and tricks about thrifting here on the island. And please, if it gives you any value, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. So we haven't even got inside the shop yet, but I'll show you these because these here, they look awful, don't they? I mean, they're a horrible colour, kind of brownish, and you can see the mirror there, but I actually bought something very similar and I painted it and changed it and I've got it in my home, and I will show you this afterwards because you can do great things with these, and you can find these all over Crete because these are old dressing tables from hotels that have done a renovation and they've got rid of all this kind of ugly old brown stuff. But yeah, you can do great things, so I will show it to you later. So let's have a look outside, see what they've got. That, you know, that would be so lovely in like the right place. That's an old cast iron bed. Look at the detail. It's beautiful. Hospital beds. Somebody's bought that by the looks of things because they've got their name on it. Massage table if you need one. Again, things like this can be painted and reupholstered. Things like this are great, you know, if you need extra seating in your home. In Greek family homes, you're always having company, so you can just have a pile of them and then you've got extra seats for when people visit. So let's go inside. There's always an abundance of picture frames in all the second-hand shops. Lots of old artwork, if you're in the market for old artwork. Oh, they're quite nice. When I'm looking for pieces of furniture, I always try to look for things like this that have got detail on the leg, because when you paint them and then rub them down a bit, you can make that look kind of all oldie-woldy, so rather than something that's got just straight legs. And the same goes with the chairs, if you get something with detail like that.
Μπορείς να κάνεις ό,τι θες και να πας μόνο στην τώρα σε συγχωρείς. Το έδινε σε όλους, σε αυτούς που είναι τα δυο μου δεν δίνει. Αλλιώς τι θα κάναμε ό,τι θέλαμε, δεν θα τα δίνει ο Θεός. Θα κάνεις εσύ ό,τι θες, θα κάνει ο άλλος.
In these shops, you will always find plates, cups and saucers, glasses, pots and pans and cutlery. Now in Greek households, we hold a lot of parties and get-togethers, so you can never have enough of these. I prefer the forks in these places because generally they are just made better. New forks are just not the same, they tend to be smaller and lighter, which I don't like. Just look out for the bent ones though, as the Cretans, like my husband, bend the prongs when eating snails. Here's one of ours, which drives me crazy, so check the prongs are straight. Here you have a great selection of children's desks and bookcases, and these items are quite expensive to buy new in Greece, so why not get them in a second-hand shop if they're in good condition? It's very rare to find beautiful pine or oak Victorian furniture here on Crete, the type that we all love in the UK and Europe. Unfortunately, the majority is more of a modern era in this brown lacquered colour. You see, on the island centuries ago, the population was very poor, relying on farming and livestock, living in simple stone houses of 1 or 2 rooms, sparsely furnished and having little cash income beyond what was needed for basic survival. Having said that, you can find the odd piece that has found its way to Crete, you just need to look regularly. You can always find a real abundance of glass in these places. As you can see here, you know, for your house, for your crisps and your peanuts and stuff. And good quality as well, like very heavy. And don't forget when you're in these places to look up, because you've got all the old lighting, chandeliers. You know, they can always be sprayed and painted and the glassware changed. Old records. I mean, it's mostly going to be Greek music, but you know, if you're, oh, Buster, not necessarily Greek, how funny. These little chest of drawers, you can paint them, change the hardware. Don't forget that most of the items are from house clearances or have been donated, so never pay the first price. I have always haggled, it's part of the fun, and they are expecting that, and I've always had a good deal. Now, we was in the market once for a sofa, and we got a fabulous sofa in here. Oh, that's nice. Look at that orange one. So obviously when you get it, you need to, if you can, take all the covers off. Ours was an IKEA one, so we were able to remove everything and give it a really good wash and then steam it all as well. But that's lovely. Look at that. Nice colour as well. That's velvet. Oh, here we go. Bedside tables. Let's have a look, see if there's something that I want. We paid €100 for our green IKEA sofa, and that included them delivering it to our house in Heraklion. So no, not really. I'm looking for something maybe tall and skinny. Oh, is that wood? No, well it is, but it's that shiny wood. I don't like it. Oh, there's a great big mirror there, look. See me? I have bought all my mirrors from second-hand shops, all of them. And in this shop there is always an abundance of bed frames. There's not so many here. Sometimes they have like 4 times this amount. Haha, she looks good. I was lucky enough to inherit from my mother-in-law a pile of beautiful hand-embroidered linen, but you can find these pieces in the second-hand shops. You just need to sift through it all to find the good ones. I've bought throws for as little as €5, and if the colour's off a bit, I use dyes or watered down chalk paint to dye them. And here's a throw and some pillowcases that I dyed years ago. You know, why go to Zara and pay a fortune when you can create your own? A great thing here is that if you buy from this shop, the money goes to a charity supporting the rehabilitation of people recovering from addictions, and donations are always welcome. As well as buying here, we have also donated furniture, which they came and collected from our home for free. So we're all parked up and we're on our way to our second shop, which is just 5 minutes down the road from Reto, and this one is called the Paleo Emporiki, which basically means shop selling old stuff. Great title. So here we are. So I'll turn the camera around so that you can see it. I've bought most of my stuff from this shop, if I'm honest. So there's the front. This is the first shop that I ever found in Crete that sold second-hand things, and there's the name of the shop and the address and the telephone number if anybody needs it. Can you see that? So let's go and have a look. So the lovely owner of this establishment is called Kyriaki, which in Greek means Sunday. She took over the running of this place from her father, who started it decades ago, and it is one of the first reclamation yards ever in Crete. Now in this place you really need to climb in and have a look, because you can find a great piece, but you need to look carefully. In there they've got electrical stuff, so cookers and fridges and fans. Piano. So I've just found a fantastic piece. This is a round mirror, and you know, round mirrors are so fashionable at the moment, and it's wood, it's also beveled glass, and if you removed that bit at the bottom there, it would make a fantastic piece, and it's huge. This is obviously the mirror alleyway here because there's loads of mirrors. A couple of kitchen stools. There's a big wardrobe there, like a big white wardrobe. Now I really like these. I hope it's not too dark in here and you can see them. I like the back on there, which would look really pretty if it was painted, but unfortunately they're too wide for my space. I need something that is small and narrow, so not for me today. Now there's a great dressing table, and it's exactly what I was saying before. It's got knobs on the top at the back there, which are fantastic, and it's got great design on the legs. So when that's all painted and rubbed back, it will look fabulous. And if I needed one, I'd take that. But I don't need any more because I've got enough. There's a whole kitchen there. Okay, granted, it is a very old style. But you know, if you're doing up an Airbnb or something and you just want a few cupboards, you could paint it in a nice teal or, you know, grey or something and completely update it. So anyway, depends, I suppose, on how much it costs. And now we're on the inside bit. There is so much stuff jam-packed in this room. Again, you've got all the lighting up the top there. There's a bed there, like an iron bed, which the frame looks really good and solid. But it's a bit overwhelming because there is just so much stuff. I think you need a whole day in here to have a look and see everything. Got some great old chandeliers. Look at that. And then down here is all the ornaments. I mean, if there's not something that you can find here that you like, you're in the wrong place. Look at this funny thing. It's olive oil. It's a lovely shaped chair, look, just needs upholstery. This is the sofa section and beds, blankets, clothes. So this is obviously the mirror corner as well, like more mirrors. There's mirrors everywhere. Like if you need a mirror, you're crazy buying a new one. You just get one of these beautiful old mirrors. They're all solid wood and just paint them the colour that you want them for your room. Well, this is the last business, Crete, again situated on the road going from Heraklion to Gazi. So if you want stainless steel, they've got so much stainless steel stuff here. Sinks, tables, fridges. Anything that you would need to open a shop, really. It looks a bit scary. Hello. Well, that was quite funny. I had to ask the owner to move the dog because he was really looking at me and I was afraid. So here they have a great lot selection for the house, really. So catering stuff, plates, knives, forks, all this kind of stuff that you would need for a shop. Well, it's the following morning and I ran out of time yesterday, but after visiting the last shop that I went to yesterday, Heraklion, I discovered that that was just the commercial side and they do actually have a furniture shop. It's just down the road. They don't advertise it anywhere. It doesn't appear to be on their website. It's not on Google Maps, but as I was leaving the shop, I had a little chat with the guy about the dog and then I said to him, well, you used to have lots of furniture and he said, oh yeah, it's in a different place now. So he told me where it is. So we've come back the next day. I've had to put a summer dress on again. It's November, but it's 24 degrees today. It's a south wind and it's really hot. So here we go. Let's go and have a look. Kalimera. Oh, so this is more like it. That's a lovely little table. Look at that. Look at the legs. So they've got a good selection of tables and chairs. Yes, κάνουμε video για YouTube. Εντάξει είναι. Και ευχαριστώ. That's a lovely old set. Look at the lovely old chairs. That's a lovely table. That looks like solid oak. What a beautiful colour that is, and that's all handmade. There's a great sofa. That looks in practically brand new condition as well. That's huge, that back of that bed. You'd need a bedroom, enormous bedroom to put that in. Oh, I'm so glad I found this. I had no idea this was here. So there's another one of them lovely mirrors that's a lovely shape. Goes really nice with that dressing table. That's lovely. Look at that chest of drawers. That's really, really nice. I'd need to buy another house if I if I wanted to buy more furniture. I haven't got space for anything else. This is a couple of really lovely shelves. You can see if I turn it over. Look at that, that's beautiful. And a darker wood one as well. And there's a mid-century sideboard there which looks in fantastic condition. Really nice. Well, when I've been out thrifting, I have found some great buys. So this was one of them. I think I paid €20 for it, and it was like a dark brown dressing table, but it wasn't very nice. It was stock, I think, from a hotel. So I changed the handles, painted it with some chalk paint and waxed it, and it goes beautiful in this room. And then I got the stool. The stool again was really old-fashioned, kind of pine coloured. And I've just painted that with chalk, same chalk paint, and then upholstered the top. That just came off and I just upholstered it, and it makes a really nice set for the bedroom. So that was one set that I bought, and this is the other set. So I paid €5 for the mirror, and they've nearly always got mirrors. I think I paid €15 for this little dressing table. I can't remember because it was such a long time ago, but very cheap. And the stool again, I think I paid €10. I upholstered the top again, changed the handles, put on a bit of chalk paint and some wax, and then lastly just put some glass on the top there, and yeah, makes like a nice set. Dirt cheap, and I got it when I was out thrifting one day in Crete. So you can find bargains. You just have to think outside the box a little bit. You're not going to find very beautiful things, but when you do find something, you can paint it and make it look really good. And here I have another piece. So this was an old hotel bedside table in a kind of like a really horrible pine. It was very unattractive. And again, I painted it, put some new handles, put a glass top, and it makes a perfect side table. And it looks lovely as well. I like the feet on this, little round feet. I think I paid €10. So here's an old picture frame. So I took the picture frame to the glazers and they put me a beveled mirror. It wasn't expensive at all. I think I paid €5 for the frame and maybe about €20 for the glazing. And then I chalk painted it as well, and I think it looks absolutely fabulous. And it didn't break the bank. And lastly, let's talk about chairs. I have two designs here, all picked up for £10 each. They need a lick of paint, and I get seat pads to prolong the life of the grass seated ones, especially if they're outside. Well, if you would like to hear more about life on Crete, don't forget to subscribe. It's the free and easy way to support my channel, and I will see you in the next video. You